36. Yeah, I feel yeah. So you have $36,000 in your Roth and 13 years left in your service, and you're 26 right now. You're so by the time you join at 19, I'm assuming you're enlisted. So when you hit 20 years in service, you're gonna be 39 years old. Let's just say that you're gonna retire at 40. If you're just doing like let's say 15% contribution rate, you know what? What the hell? Let's do some calculations. Why not? And I'm a nerd. Okay. All right. So I have the TSP calculator. I always have it because I'm a nerd. So you're what? 26, and you have $36,000 from Roth. And I don't know your income, but let's just say that you make $60,000 a year. 15%, 9,000. You're gonna get the employer match of $3,000, and assuming that you make 8% average annual return. So let me just kind of go into it. And by the time you retire from the military at the age of 40, you would have about $508,000 in Roth TSP. Here's the unfortunate thing, and I joined at 18 as well. Okay, when I was on active duty in the Air Force, I joined at 18. But when you retire at 40, you're still not going to be able to withdraw from your TSP, with a few exceptions. So you're pretty much going to have to sit that TSP and let it grow for a while. What you can do is actually move it over to the 401k, and if you want to continue to work, and just roll that over, and you can actually withdraw that money under the rule of 55. Just being completely honest here, unless you want to serve for 30 years, 35 years, you want to become an officer and become a brass, it's up to you, right? Because when you retire at 55, then you can take money out of your TSP under the rule of 55. So that would be pretty sizable. And let's just say you stop earning here, $0, and you just let that money grow in TSP. So let's say you retire at 40 and you have $500,000 invested. At the age of 60, you just leaving it where it is, you would have $2.3 million with the compound interest. So in a way, when you do everything right with a 15% contribution rate, starting now, assuming that your income is $60,000 a year, then your Roth TSP could end about $500,000. That's based on the 8% average annual return with the employer match as well. And by age 55, you will have 1.6 million. By age 60, you would have 2.3 million. So if you truly want to retire early, you need to invest more than the TSP. That's just a fact. You can have the Roth IRA. I always recommend having the Roth IRA when you're enlisted, and contribute as much as you can for the TSP. I have active duty guys in my private client program, and they're investing 15 to 25% of their income to their retirement, right? And that's the big thing. When you're in the DFAS website, when you're on MyPay, terrible website, by the way, they need to do some work. You know how you contribute to your TSP from your basic pay only, because base pay is what's taxable. You can't contribute out of your BAH or BAS because those are considered compensations. So when you contribute to the TSP truly with 15%, you have to add up your total income, including your BAH and BAS. By the way, did you know that almost 30% of Americans don't budget? Guys, whether you make $50,000 a year or $200,000 a year, the very first step of your financial independence journey is to create a budget. So I am so excited to announce my partnership with YNAB. YNAB is not just a budgeting app that can track your income and expenses, but it can even help you create a plan to pay down your student loans, car loans, personal loans, or credit cards a lot faster. Budgeting doesn't need to be stressful when you become intentional with your savings and spending. As a financial coach, I always recommend you give every dollar a job, and YNAB can help you do just that. So if you want to get out of the paycheck to paycheck cycle, get started with YNAB using the link in the description below and start your free trial now. So, you know what? I'm gonna instead of talking out of my butt, let me go ahead and just give you a calculation here. So let's say your total income is 60K, all right? But your base pay is, let's say, 30K. So 15% of that, oh my God, where's my mouse? Would be $9,000 a year to the Roth TSP. So if you divide that, 12 will be $750 per month, okay? But on your MyPay, when you change your contribution to 15%, you're gonna have to actually add that up to 15%. So $750 per month, and you do $9,000 a year. Let me do some math. 9,000 divided by, so it would actually be 30%. So on your base pay of $30,000, contributing 30% would meet that $9,000. So that's just one of those things that you're gonna have to manually do the math, because DFAS, MyPay, pretty much all of the uniform TSP doesn't do the calculation for you. They just tell you, hey, 15% of your base pay, but 15% of your base pay is less than that. You're actually only contributing 8%. Okay, you got to remember that. I don't know what specialty pay that you get paid, that you get from the military, but you know, specialty pay is taxable income. Your BAS are not taxable income, so you have to include those when it comes to retirement contribution. So really good question. Appreciate you asking that, because that can be very complicated.